So with that, this is the moment that we've all been waiting for. Mike Farlow, he's the CEO and co-founder of ComTech. He's a seasoned leader with deep expertise in the evolving world of technology. Now, he's got that crystal ball, and he's known for his ability to forecast what's coming around the corner. He helps leaders avoid becoming fossils in their own industries. Now, outside of technology, Mike likes to dive, literally and figuratively, into adventure. He's a scuba diver, a world traveler, and a wellness enthusiast. In addition, Mike enjoys spending time with his only grandchild, Noah Farlow. Are you ready to survive the shift? Are you ready to survive the shift? Yes. If so, let's get on our feet and give a warm Connect 2025 welcome to the marvelous Mike Farlow.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that great introduction, Larry. And it is so great to see this crowd and this venue. I just am amazed year after year how this thing grows and just keeps getting better. And it's awesome seeing all these new faces here too. That is fantastic. Something that makes this event different from most any other I hope you've been to is that if you look around, you don't see any vendors at all, and there's nothing for sale. So you can relax today. There's no end of day special. There's nothing of that that you have to worry about. Today is just for you to try to bring knowledge and show you hopefully some opportunities. Another thing that's different about ComTech is our culture. We have a culture of giving back, and we support a lot of local charities. Last year at Connect, we actually donated, due to a summertime promotion, we donated over $50,000 to Little Pink Houses of Hope. So we alternate, we have a pattern of alternating things. So we give to charity, and then we give back to the crowd. This year, you're lucky, we're giving back to the crowd. So someone will win either a new Genesis SUV or $50,000 cash. So that little ping pong ball's worth a lot. Another thing that we do that is, we love to have fun. And you can tell our event this year, we themed it to be Jurassic Park. It made sense. It's going to be, or the new Jurassic movie came out, and it just all lined up perfectly. In the past, we've done Back to the Future, Fast and Furious, and others. I love the motto that our marketing team came up with, adapt today and thrive tomorrow. It just seemed to make perfect sense for this modern business environment. Quick quiz, see how many Jurassic fans we have out there. Who knows who this guy is? Anybody remember? Very good. I didn't remember it myself. It's Mr. DNA. He was in the original film, and he would come out and explain things. The whole Jurassic concept was brand new to everybody at that time. So we created our own Mr. DNA, and he will be appearing throughout the presentations today when we believe there's a special gold nugget of information that maybe you need to make special note of. I'm only asking one thing of you today. I said there's nothing for sale, but I am asking one thing. Have an open mind and be curious. There's going to be topics we're going to talk about today that you may have not investigated yet, and we want to make sure that you keep your mind open because there may be some opportunities there that you haven't looked at before. We're also going to be talking about some different concepts. One of them is disruption, and we can all agree, I believe, that we're seeing more disruption than ever, both personally and business. You're seeing things like AI being integrated into your phones, into your computers. There's just so much that's happening so fast. But what is a good definition of disruption? Well, this is kind of a mouthful for sure, but I think it accurately describes what's going on right now. It's a significant change or innovation that challenges the status quo, often replacing outdated systems or methods with more efficient, effective, or transformative alternatives. Definitely a mouthful. But I think it is a really good descriptor. We've all heard the term that the future is knocking. Well, the future is not knocking. It is kicked the door in, ripped it off the hinges. I mean, have you ever seen so much changing so fast? If you watch the news at all, everything you see is about robots, it's about AI, it's about drones. I mean, everything, they're being used from everything from warfare to package delivery. It's all sorts of different things. And you're going to see some really interesting things happen in the next couple of years. One place is pharmaceuticals. AI has given us insight into proteins, research, and development that drugs that now typically take 10 years to create and cycle is down to months. It's very conceivable a lot of ailments that we have are going to be cured in the next few years. It's pretty amazing and exciting. Another place that's interesting is space travel. That's really out there, literally, but the FAA is actually clearing the way for commercial space travel to be easier than ever. Imagine maybe within 10 years we can take a rocket to Hawaii and be there in an hour. That'd be cool. I just want to know when my Iron Man suit's ready and I can go there directly. So let's bring this back down to earth for just a second. There's some disruption going on in travel right now. How many of you use Uber? Quite a few. Okay, I'm the same. I travel a lot. Love Uber. Well, if you're in Austin, Texas, you can actually pull up Uber and choose a regular driver or an autonomous car. Your choice, same price. Pretty cool. Well, I was in Phoenix not too long ago and actually saw these zipping around downtown, and that was really wild. Seeing cars going by with nobody in them at all. That's strange, but it's going to become the norm because there's a disruptor even happening to that. Tesla is rolling out their robo-taxi, and they're doing it at scale to compete with Uber and other transportation methods. Their autonomous cars at scale are going to be produced one every 30 seconds is coming off the assembly line, is their plan. So by this time next year, they're hoping to have over 1 million of these on the road. Pretty impressive. The disruptive part, though, is because it is at scale, that same $50 ride with Uber is going to be $10 with robotaxi. I would be very afraid if I was Uber right now. So, and if you have Uber stock, you might want to watch it. We'll see what happens. With that many cars on the road, it makes sense that we may even be arriving here at the event next year, some of us in a robotaxi. The next concept I was wanting to try to wrap my head around with disruption is probably best illustrated in this old-fashioned way. If you were a farmer and you've been harvesting wheat the same way you've always done it, the way your dad probably did it, it's just back-breaking work, and you see your neighbor roll up in a brand new combine, what's the first thing you think of? Well, my back's going to survive better, but I'm going to get a lot more done. Well, the concept that I wanted us to grasp about disruption is disruption in the right way reprices time. Think about that for just a moment. Let it sink in. It reprices time. In other words, when you apply the disruption properly, then what took that farmer an entire day to work on now is done in minutes. And we are seeing that happen with the technology advances that are going on right now. When you get back to the office, or sometime during break today, try to make a list of the top 3 things that might need disruption at your office. We all have bumps along the road, things that slow us down, software we hate, things that make our staff crazy. Is there a technology solution that might be able to help with that? We at ComTech noticed that we had a big problem. I don't want to call it a big problem, but it was a road bump in scheduling. We schedule a lot of appointments, not only for service, but for sales and scheduling the back and forth. Are you available? No, I'm not. Yes, I am. It took a lot of time. It takes more time than you think. So we actually implemented a program called Calendly, and it has made a world of difference. We're literally saving hundreds of hours a year because we made that one small change. Innovation doesn't have to be rockets and flying cars and all of that. It can be something simple, like a scheduling change. And when you're trying to solve a problem these days, you have to really think differently. Every time I try to solve a problem nowadays, I ask myself, could AI or some form of technology help me with this? In the past, you basically had your brain and Google and maybe some friends. Now you have the resources of the world to help you. And if you think about implementing it, it can make a world of difference. And that's a good segue to the second concept, is the mindset shift. You have to actually be planning on thinking about this and having the open mind to take a look at it. Because if you don't investigate these new things, then you're relegated to doing things the old-fashioned way, never making any changes, and working late shuffling papers like this dinosaur. We don't want to be there. It is very true. You either adapt or you get left behind. One of the mindset shifts that we all have to make a decision on is AI. I mean, that is the hot topic these days and has been for the last couple of years. With AI, we see folks that are either completely afraid of it, completely accepting of it, maybe they're somewhere in between, but you have to decide where you want to be on that because it's everywhere. The polls that I've seen show that businesses are using AI. 65% of businesses are using AI on a regular basis right now. Are you one of them? If you're not, your competitors are, and that can give them an advantage. Some people think AI is only good for creating videos, and it is. It's really good. If y'all have seen this on TikTok, those look very, very real, but they're not. That is totally AI generated. What I'm talking about is using the actual business tools that are out there. Things like ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, Grok, and thousands of others. And it's a challenge to try to choose which one is best for your business. But that's where we try to help you. That's why you have an IT partner. I have to admit, though, as I was putting this together about having an open mind, I have not always had an open mind. I've been kind of stuck in my ways. My kids reminded me of back when they were in high school and they told me about texting. Y'all remember when texting first came out? You could only send like 200 a month and it was all very limited. I was like, this is stupid. Why in the world would we do this? We have email. Texting's stupid. And now, can't imagine a day go by without it. So having an open mind is great. And I think we've got this one licked, though, because honestly, you're here. And you wouldn't be here if you weren't curious and didn't want to learn. The last concept I wanted to talk about in my short time with you this morning is action. Because you can recognize disruption, you can have the mindset shift to be curious, but if you don't do anything, then did you really make any progress? No, not hardly. Well, last year, we try to take action on multiple things every year. And last year we realized we are having a lot of online meetings. Ever since COVID, it's got more and more and more and more. So Teams and Zoom are just the main way we meet, both internally and with clients. And we realized that if we implemented a note taker, an AI note taker, that it would make the meetings much more effective. It can create summaries, record the meetings for people that weren't there. It automatically creates task lists for every participant. It just revolutionized meetings. And there are lots of them out there to choose from. Again, we're not selling anything, but these are some of the ones that are out there. And all of these have free versions, so that's something you could take action on immediately if you're not using them. Another place that we thought about was videos. You saw earlier on one of the slides that we do have a YouTube channel. We have over 250 YouTube videos out there for you guys, and they take a lot of time to create. Lights, cameras, post-editing, all of that is quite a bit. So what I teased last year was that we would be replacing Ethan, our main video star, with an AI agent instead, just make things easier. We haven't quite done that yet, but our own Rafe Martin decided to take it upon himself to create an AI version of himself and then interview that AI agent. This is kind of funny. Here's an excerpt. We're going to send you a link when we send out the summary of this whole event, but here's this excerpt to it I think you'll really enjoy.
Right now, there are no safeguards stopping an AI avatar from making commitments on your behalf. So technically, if I were in a Zoom meeting and someone asked, "Can ComTech do this for free?" I could say absolutely.
Nope. AI me is banned from client meetings immediately. Speaking of which, another nightmare scenario, what if I send you into client meetings and you start negotiating prices?
Ooh, I see where you're going with this. Imagine the possibilities. Special discount today, only 90% off cybersecurity services.
Stop right there. This is how businesses go bankrupt.
Relax. I'd never actually do that. I mean, unless someone asked really nicely.
That he did out of fun, but it's pretty darn impressive how things have evolved just in the last year. That looks so real. I mean, look at that picture right there. Rafe, he's in the room somewhere. I can't see with these lights, but you'd be hard-pressed to tell that guy in the blue coat is not real. And that is just amazing. Well, I wanted to take this to the next level because that was fun. But I wanted something practical. So I thought, what if I took an AI engine and I loaded it up with real data? So I took our HR manual, the most boring thing I could find, and loaded with policies, lots of pages, very boring, put it into an AI engine, and then interviewed it or asked questions to it. And I tried to stump it by asking things that were not in the manual. And I think you'll enjoy this.
So, if an employee were to bring their boss a box of donuts, would that be considered a bribe?
Bringing treats like donuts to share with colleagues isn't considered a bribe. It's generally seen as a friendly gesture. However, always make sure it aligns with company policies and is done in good spirit.
What's the official HR stance on someone stealing lunch from the fridge?
Stealing someone's lunch is considered improper conduct and is against company policy. It can lead to disciplinary action or even termination. If you have concerns about this situation, you can speak confidentially with HR.
I'm a pretty heavy smoker and I take a lot of breaks. Is that going to be a problem?
ComTech is a smoke-free workplace, and smoking or vaping during work hours is prohibited. Excessive smoke breaks could interfere with your productivity and might lead to disciplinary action. If you need support or accommodations, you can talk privately with HR.
I think I've got it now. I'm looking forward to getting to work on Monday.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I could assist. We're looking forward to having you start on Monday. If you have any questions before then, don't hesitate to reach out. Have a great weekend.
That was wild. And I've got to admit, quite a bit of it was unexpected. This, again, I loaded a manual, just a PDF, into the AI engine, and it's great. It could answer all the questions, did it accurately based on the information I gave it, and it even created its own personality. That's the spooky part, but it was really cool too. So this is now a resource that staff could use 24/7, have accurate information, talk to it in plain language, and it's available in 175 different languages. So think of what you could do with this. Trainings, specialized instruction manuals, whatever you need, that all the answers could be right there, and it's the data you gave it, so it's not making the stuff up. That's pretty impressive. But the thing that really blew me away was that personality that it created. Did you notice I mentioned I'm starting work on Monday, and it wished me a happy weekend? Again, spooky, but wow, that's cool. It makes it actually fun to interact with. Moving on, another thing that I want to make sure you guys are invited to, I'm sure you saw it on the entry slides, is we're having a special breakout session today. For those that are interested, at lunch, you can bring your meals in here, but we're having a special breakout session on Bitcoin. Again, we're not selling anything, we're not promoting anything. This is education, is all it is. Bitcoin is huge. It's multi-trillion-dollar asset. And it is disruptive, it is technology, so we thought it would apply here. And we are getting folks asking about it. So we just wanted you to understand it. You don't have to adopt it. We just want to make sure you understand it. And the reason is this whole event is not a tech event at all. We're not diving into programming, we're not doing code, we're not going to go deep into anything like that. It's meant to be a business transformation event. We want to make sure you have not only the knowledge, but also the curiosity, if you will, to see the opportunities that all this new technology brings. Just like the farmer that saw that combine roll up, he had a decision to make. Is he going to sit and watch it go by and let the neighbor reap all the benefits, or is he going to crawl up into the cab, grab the controls, and make his business as productive as possible? Y'all have the same decisions to make. So I really appreciate your time kicking this off this morning, and I look forward to seeing you guys a little bit later for that car giveaway. So back to you, Larry.